So my question is about what you said earlier about Justice Ketanji Brown's Jackson's qualifications for the Supreme Court, and how you mentioned that she was unable to define what a woman is, and I'd like to compare that to Justice Barrett. So Justice Jackson went to a public high school, attended an Ivy League law school, clerked for the Supreme Court, was a public defender, served on the Sentencing Commission, was a district judge, and served on the Court of Appeals. And as for Justice Barrett, she was a Supreme Court clerk, and she also sat in the Court of Appeals. And when
She's done more than
she
that.
was being questioned by the Senate during her confirmation, she was asked to name the freedoms of the First Amendment, which she struggled with. So my question is, what makes Justice Justice Barrett more qualified than Justice Brown?
By the way, how is Ketanji Brown Jackson's Ivy League credentials impressive if she got in with affirmative action? Why is that impressive? And by the way, Amy Coney Barrett did her entire hearing without a shred of notes in front of her. You remember that? She had nothing but a notepad, all from memory. Ketanji Brown Jackson, I will just ask you, do you think it's important that one of the 9 people determining the most important interpretation of our laws knows what a woman is?
Of course. Of course it's important. We've literally brought in an activist into the Supreme Court. There are countless laws that you need to know what a woman is in order to properly interpret those laws. Of course it's important. Let's hear his response.
Right.
I just feel bad for him right here. Really quickly, the shirt, for anybody that's confused, Trump 20 to 24 years in prison, it says. He's not a Trump supporter.
Well, my counter to that is that we shouldn't really be seeing the world in black and white. And a woman it's more than what meets the eye for a definition.
No, it's not. No, we should see the world through male and female. Yeah.
Why?
Definitely. Because I live in reality, not in Narnia or some sort of weird created academic abstract space that doesn't exist.
The perfect response right there. Just shut it down. Just shut it down. There's no reason. That's all you have to say. Because I'm choosing to live in reality. You have your ideology that you ascribe to, and that is okay. You're allowed to have some destructive ideology. However, I'm picking reality here. You can do what you want. I'm going to stick with reality.
So why shouldn't a person be socially welcome to identify with gender outside of the binary?
Well, anyone can pretend to be something they're not, but that doesn't make them the thing that they're not. Can I be black?
No.
Oh, but why can't I socially become black? Blackface, right? I could pretend, wear camouflage, masquerade as something that I'm not, right? How's that different than a trans person?
Race and gender are two completely separate things. They have nothing to do with each other, and the existence of being transgender does not imply the existence of being transracial.
So you can pretend to say that you have ovaries when you don't, but you can't put makeup on to pretend to be a black person.
I don't know. This kid's sounding a bit bigoted. I don't know. It's so funny seeing this response from these woke gender activists because, oh, well, you can't identify a different skin. You can't do that. What are you talking about? I mean, it sounds like just an average person 10 years ago talking about gender. That's what they sound like. And the only difference is there's no massive pressure from a left-wing campaign to push that ideology saying, yes, you can identify that way. The funniest part about that, they reject that race is a social construct and it's on a spectrum and all this stuff, but they say it about gender. They say it about your sex. You can say that you're a man and you menstruate, and that's totally fine. When the reality is, no, that's not how things work. There's male and female. But when it comes to race, it actually is kind of on a spectrum. When it comes to, you can be a mix of 10 different things. You can be Asian, black, you could be white, you can have parts of Hungarian in you, I don't know, just anything, right? You can be a very diverse individual, and your race is actually on a spectrum. But one other thing as well, race is also, there is a social construct aspect to this. When it comes to people being white or black, nobody is actually white. Nobody is actually black. And when it comes to how people identify, let's say Barack Obama, half black. We call him black. Well, he's not fully black, so why do we call him black? That's a social construct aspect of race, which is super interesting because they reject that for race, but they adopt it for gender, which is completely made up. When someone is half black and you just say that they're black, that is a social construct.